Venting. You know, this is the next big thing. Gas and venting are the two most important parts. It's like every other gas burning appliance. If you get those two things right, you have very little problems. We can be direct vent, we can be power vent. We don't have to be balanced. You can have 80 feet of air intake going at the sidewall and 5 feet of exhaust going through the roof, and it works just fine. Okay, so it works well that way. Take the makeup air from the basement, take it from outside, it doesn't matter. All that works well, okay? Anything with our 2013 models. In the 2013 models, we have removed the 2-inch venting from our machine. We're not gonna have it in the book anymore. Yeah, you and me both, Bill. I've been pushing for that for 3 years. The 2-inch vent works just fine. If you have out there installed a 2-inch vent and you don't go beyond the limits of it, it's okay. But you can only go 35 feet and you can only have 3 elbows. Okay, and guys, if they put 1 extra elbow on that system, it would not light smooth. I don't care what you did. That 1 extra elbow. So we've taken the 2-inch away. So you might as well get started on that now. The difference between 2-inch and 3-inch is minimal as far as cost. And the 3-inch, it just runs better, much more consistent. It breathes a lot better. The 3-inch, I can go 100 feet with 6 elbows. Every elbow is 5 feet off your vent length, so if you have 6 elbows, deduct 30 off the 100, you can still go 70 feet of straight length. And that's for each side. The exhaust can be 100 feet with 6 elbows. The air intake can be 100 feet with 6 elbows. It's not combined. So, this is what we want you to use now, 3-inch. Stay with that, you'll be fine. What you can use? Well, you can still use regular Schedule 40 PVC, CPVC, ABS, or polypropylene. 14 states now do no longer allow PVC to be used in any gas burning appliance. Okay? Well, if you called Charlotte Company and said, hey, can you guys give me the clearance to combustibles on your 3-inch PVC for a gas burning appliance? They tell you we don't have any clearance to combustibles because you're not supposed to use it. If heaven forbid you had an accident and you tried to sue Charlotte, you'd have no case. Because every piece of their documentation says it cannot be used for gas burning appliances. Manufacturers allow it. So they assume the liability of it. But the Charlotte will not. They designed that pipe to take your shit from the toilet and put it in the street. So they designed that pipe for it. It has 144 degree melt temperature. We won't get much above 125. So that's fine. You go to a lot of wall hung boilers now. If you want to use PVC, the first 3 feet has to be a piece of polypropylene before you transition to PVC. Because polypropylene has a melt temperature of 244 degrees. Most of the manufacturers, which there's 2, Simpson Duravent makes Polypro, and Centrotherm makes Polypro. And you can even use Polypro in place of stainless steel venting, because it can handle it temperature-wise. Okay? Male, female, no gluing. It's a quarter the thickness of regular PVC. That's the way the industry's going to go eventually. All the state, it's.
Are the joints, are they O-ringed?
They're O-ringed. Yes, yes. And if you go a certain distance, they have locking bands that go on the 90, so you can't pull them apart depending on how far you're running. It's a really good product. They even make a corrugated roll bit that you can feed up through a chimney and use to chase a chimney. We're not certified for the corrugated stuff yet. Because it's corrugated, it's going to take some vent length away from us. We're still testing that. But we are certified for the straight pieces for either manufacturer. All the states that changed the code didn't say you had to go to Polypro. You had to go to CPVC. I think that's 205 degree melt temperature on CPVC, so it's thicker, it's heavier. Okay? You're not going to use any ABS. Most ABS that all the local places sell is going to be cellular foam core. So you want to stay away from ABS unless you're sure it's not cellular foam core, because you'll melt that pretty quick. Do you sell ABS here, Bill?
No.
No. Okay.
We're getting ready to go to the Duravent.
The Simpson?
Yep.
It's a great product. I know the last company I worked for repped Simpson Duravent. And I was talking to my old boss about 2 weeks ago, and he says they can't keep it under shelves. The guys are jumping into it. They're going with it now. You know, if the code ever changes, they're not going to tell you have to go out and take out all the PVC ever installed. That's not how it's going to work. They're going to tell you going forward, it has to be CPVC. And if you make any changes to the system, it has to go to CPVC. So it'll change eventually. It will. But right now, you can still use that Schedule 40. It's fine. And again, just stay away from any cellular foam core pipe. If you have any questions about the Polypro, obviously talk to Bill. If he's going to start bringing in here, you'll know you can get the information from him. Okay? Terminations. This is a change. We used to say you wanted to use a 90 or 45 on the termination. Now we want a T on the termination. If you already have them installed that have 90s, don't worry about it, you're fine. What we have found in 90s is in high wind applications, when the wind blows underneath that 90, it can keep the byproduct combustion and the heat exchanger too long and make the flame change color. When it does, it starts giving nuisance lockout codes. Right? So that's why we went to a T. Now it splits it top and bottom. Less back pressure on the end of the exhaust, so it makes it work a little bit better. Whether you're using it horizontally or vertically, we want to use a T. Not a wide pipe, but a pure T. You can also use this. We sell that. If you want one, let Bill know. We can order them for you. If you've got a horizontal run coming out of the house, you want something more decorative, that's a stainless steel thing that snaps right into your PVC pipe. That clamshell design is not affected by wind. So if you want it to look a little bit nicer outside a building, you can use that. Okay? This fitting here, you'll never use here. That goes on right on top of our machine for outdoor applications. You're not gonna put any outdoors up here, it's too cold. That's for the southern part of the country, all right? Or you can use the concentric. You can see the concentric only can be 3-inch, obviously, and it cuts your vent length down to 50 feet and 4 elbows instead of 100 feet and 6 elbows. It does that because it's 3-inch going into here, but the pipe that runs from there to there on the inside is a 1/2 inch smaller. So it gives you restriction at the end of the venting. So that's why it takes the vent length away. You can use anybody's concentric you want to. We sell one, but you don't have to use ours. It doesn't void the warranty. Anyone that, and you sell concentrics here, Bill?
We don't like them.
We don't like them,
sell them.
but you get them, okay. And we had any problems with these either as far as wind has not been an issue, okay? So they're fine to be used with our machine, it doesn't change the warranty. Yes, Bill?
Yeah, we usually carry the exhaust out another 9 to 12 inches, just so at low fire that light plume doesn't roll back in, which we've seen on lakes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So.
Originally, when this machine first came out, it told you that when you went a 2-pipe system out of sidewall, you only had to be 6 inches apart. That wasn't enough. We figured that out wasn't enough. Now if you look, it's all 12 inches apart. 12 inches from one to the other, and we don't get any cross-contamination that way. Now keep in mind that this, or this are the only terminations you want to use with Eternal. There's a lot of other terminations out there. Bay vent kits, they call them, which are flat. A lot of manufacturers use them. A lot of warm air furnaces use them. A lot of wall hung boilers use them. The problem with those is we took 9 different styles and had them tested at CSA, and they all failed with our machine because they're all between 6 and 4 inches apart, and they're too close. We suck it right back in. Okay, get cross-contamination back in the machine. So only this, that T, or the clamshell is the only thing you want to put on the Eternal. Okay. Make sure you pour 3 ounces of water down your exhaust before you fire off that machine, so you prime the trap. Guys who put these machines in prior to very just recently, we now have a drain that goes on our burner. Okay, the drain was never there in the early models because we didn't think it would condense inside the heat exchanger. We were wrong, it condenses a lot inside the heat exchanger. So what would happen was it would condensate, the condensate would run down through, would drip onto the fiber barrier of this burner. Once it's saturated and got it soaking wet, it got the porcelain wet, you lose your ground, you start getting error codes. So now we have a drain on the burner and we put a stainless steel cover on the fiber barrier of the burner to protect any condensate from getting on there. It's taking care of that problem. So when you pour your water in the top, it fills the trap and fills that tube. So when you fire it off, you don't get that gurgling noise. If you forget, it will fill. But my concern is I don't want heat going through that poly tube from the burner chamber either. So make sure you prime that trap before you do it. And make sure you pour it in the exhaust, not the air intake. Okay? You laugh, guys have done it. They pour it in there and they fill a fan full of water. It doesn't like water, the fan. So make sure you pour it in the exhaust. Okay? Condensate T, we give you the condensate T. It is CPVC. It's not PVC. It's copper pipe size, so it throws some guys off. They'll put it on a machine, they'll grab 3/4 PVC, it won't fit. They can't glue it. If you want to use regular PVC, you don't have to use our T, we supply it, but if you don't want to use PVC, then get yourself a 3/4 by 3/4 by 1/2 inch female pipe thread PVC T and screw your own on there, it's fine. We just give you the one that comes with it, okay? All your vent runs horizontally should pitch back towards the machine, 1/4 inch per foot. We want all the exhaust going back to the machine. We want nothing dripping out the outside. Okay, supported every 3.5 feet so you don't get your low spots in your venting when it's horizontally run. This is what you're looking at vertically, and these are all in the manual. Okay, so there's 2 pipes going out the roof, 12 inches apart, get your snorkel for your fresh air, your T for your exhaust. There's your concentric out through the roof, and there's one just power vented out through the roof, taking your makeup air from the basement. Same thing horizontally, there's 2 pipes on a sidewall, concentric on a sidewall, or power vented. Now keep something in mind, if you do this or this, you're a category 4 appliance, and you only have to be 12 inches from a window or door. If you do this, you're a category 3 appliance and have to be 3 feet from a window or door. Because you went from a direct vent power vent to just a power vent. So it does change your clearances. Okay, so keep that in mind. All our clearances in the manual are right at NFPA 54, the National Fuel Gas Code. We don't deviate from that at all. Okay, to keep it very consistent. If you do this right here, just keep 12 inches apart, like we said. And you can snorkel on the outside of the building. If you're going out too low and you got to get above snow grade, you can go a maximum of 3 feet on the outside, then put your fitting on the top. Just remember those fittings count in your total vent length. So as long as you take care of that, you'll be fine. Now our M units. We have a different chart for the M units for the cascaded venting. This is in the manual as well, but you'll see there's a big difference. If I have 4 units direct vented, I have to go to a 6-inch common vent. I can only run at 30 feet, and I can only have 4 elbows. All right, so it does change it a little bit. So if you want to go to cascaded venting, make sure you follow this chart, and you'll be okay. A lot of guys don't do the cascaded venting, only because 6-inch PVC is really expensive. The T's are expensive, the 90s are expensive. So a lot of guys will do the M's, they'll just individually vent them out the wall. So instead of 2 6-inch holes, they gotta do 8 3-inch holes. And it works, a lot of guys do that instead, okay? The cables for the M units, I used to call them idiot proof, and I was proven wrong. They're not, or they weren't, okay? The original cables that came out, the end, we found out, would fit into the sparker. And I had a contractor do it. Plugged it into the sparker, turned the power on the machine, put 120 volts through all the cables, through all the boards, and fried them all. And when I talked to the guy, I said, where in the book did it tell you to plug that into the sparker? He said to me, well, it didn't tell me not to. Okay. Now it tells you not to. Okay, yes, Bill.
Well, there's colored dots on everything to connect.
There is color. Now it's all colored, that's right, it's all colored. And you cannot, the plugs will no longer fit on the sparker. So nobody can make that mistake anymore. Okay? Didn't tell me not to. Okay. And that's what 3Ms would look like. That was actually a National Guard Army we did in Connecticut. They used to have one 250-gallon horizontal electric water heater in there. Took up the whole room. They cut it into pieces, took it out. 29 showers in the facility. It's a National Guard Army. It's only used busy 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks out of the year. Other than that, it's 1 or 2 showers a day for the guys that actually work there and do their workouts, whatever. Been a great fit for them. Okay? And you can see they cascaded venting there. So they went up and out.
Where's the hold?
Yes, Bill.
You can common vent intake and exhaust?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes, you can. You notice the gray wire going through the tube. See the gray wire going? That's the cable that connects them to each other.
All right, is that factory supply?
It's factory supply. It comes in every box. Absolutely. Okay. You notice they have neutralizers on this system. State of Connecticut requires it by code. Anything you put in has to have a neutralizer to condensate. Our condensate is between 3 and 5 on the pH scale, so it's between rainwater and white vinegar. It's not super acidic. If you don't have a code for that, what I tell guys is very simple. If you're draining into PVC, you're fine. You don't have to neutralize it. But if you're going to cast iron or any kind of steel, you want to neutralize that first. Okay?
What's the usable life on
It depends. High fire, if you ran this machine on high fire for an hour and a half, or for an hour, it'd make 1.5 gallons of condensate. But low fire doesn't make anywhere near that much. So
I haven't got experience with those.
I've seen them last a year. I've seen them last for a couple of years. It's just limestone on the inside.
Okay.
So you can pull, most of them you can just pull the cap apart and see how much limestone's left in there and it takes care of that. Yeah.
I've also seen a lot of guys try and build their own condensate neutralizers. It's a compressed limestone that most of the manufacturers are using. It'll last twice as long as anything you try and build, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. And a lot of them, they also put, like ours, we make one, and it's not only limestone, but it's coconut husk in there as well,
Okay.
which does something to help prolong the life of the limestone. So, you know, you can refill them. You know, a lot of manufacturers make them now that the limestone comes in a little sock. So once it's gone, you just put another sock back in there and it takes care of the problem.
With the one that
You'll also notice they got an expansion tank on that one. That's because there's a system recirc in the building. So because there's a system recirc, there could be times that it would fire the recirc without drawing water out of it. So you got to have that thermal expansion. Okay. Same thing, just another armory we did. That had 2 state commercial water heaters in it. Took those out with the 3 M's in there. You can notice there's no cables hooked yet because when I went there to fire those off the contractor, I always fire them off individually first and dial them in before I hook them together. Then I hook all the cables and get them up and running like they should be. Okay. That one was cascaded too, you just can't see it because it's just above the picture that I took. So you can't see the cascading part. They were cascaded as well. A little bit what not to do. That is dryer vent hooked to our machine. Okay. This was in California. That's how the finished job was left out the attic window. You know, nice little curly Q there so it collects all the water inside there. Obviously that's not right. You know, it's not going to work. This one was fine except he took his exhaust and put it in the fresh air part of the concentric. And brought the fresh air in the exhaust. So what was happening was that the exhaust would come out the back of that little mushroom and suck right back in the front of the concentric, and he's getting cross-contamination. So it's kind of an easy fix. That's why you don't want them pitched to the outside, so you'll get giant ice stalagmites coming out of the building, dripping on the ground. Okay? And this one, you can get the pitch right. 2-inch in the bottom of a B-vent chimney. He just stuck the 90 in there, took pink fiberglass insulation to seal the 90 in the bottom of the B-vent chimney, and couldn't figure out why it wouldn't run right. Well, so those are just kind of, now B-vent chimneys, if you want to use them as a chase, you can use them as a chase. That's fine. I have a lot of guys who will take a 6-inch B-vent chimney, pop the cap off it, take a 6x3 Fernco rubber boot, slide the boot on there, tighten the clamp, stick the PVC through it, tighten the clamp, do a watertight seal, and you're good to go. I even had one guy, I've never seen it done before, but it worked. He had a B-vent system that had a T on the bottom of it, 6-inch. So he took his 3-inch PVC, cut a 3-inch hole at the top of the cap, stuck his PVC through it, siliconed it, sealed the bottom the same way, then took his fresh air from the T, pulling it through the cap. It worked. Kind of unconventional, but it did work. Okay, so those things will work. I know, you know, all the inspectors I ever dealt with in Vermont, if they came to the house where a new product was being put in, they weren't familiar with it, they're gonna ask me for the book. And there better be a picture in the book that matches the venting I did, or they're gonna make me change it.